Go ahead.
Hi, welcome back to the channel. Here at Ken's Repair Shop, we're going to work on a lot of different things. If you've been here before, you've seen some of the things we've already done. If it's first time here, we're going to be working on houses, cars, trucks, trailers, just whatever we might happen to get our hands into. So I want to thank you for being here and hope you come back. Smash that like button and hit that subscribe button. Thank you very much. Hey, welcome back to Ken's Repair Shop. Today we're going to be working on the '06 Honda Odyssey again. It's developed a parasitic drain. We're going to show you how to chase down where the parasitic drain's at, and then we're going to attempt to fix it once we find out where it's at. This is going to require some wiring diagrams that we're going to have to look at eventually. I have a retractable line, which I bought this at Harbor Freight. If you don't have one, all you need is some wire long enough to reach inside the cab, because you might have to be inside the cab eventually. We have some alligator clips that are easier to get onto the battery and stuff and hook our leads to. We have a test meter because we're going to be checking for how much it's drawing. We also have a clamp. If we have to have the door open, we can put this on the door button so that the interior lights will shut off. First thing you need is a fully charged battery. If your battery's not fully charged, you may get an inaccurate reading. We got a couple pair of needle nose here for pulling fuses, and we have a wrench to disconnect the battery. Now on this particular model, it's a 1/2 inch. But yours may be different depending on the type of car that you're using, that you're working on. Some cars have a side post. Those are most generally 8mm. We're going to start by taking our battery post loose here. Then we're going to set this up where we can do ohms reading. Remember to turn your meter on. If you don't, it won't work. It would bigger. And spread the cable to get it loose. Now we're going to put this on the positive post. We're going to stretch this out a little ways because, like I said, we have to be inside the cab here a little bit. This thing ain't wanting to cooperate. Well, that figures. When you're trying to make a video, things always mess up. Why is it so hard to turn? It shouldn't be. Not supposed to be. Okay, we're back. We waited a few minutes for the computer to shut down. It started out at 73, 74. Now it's down to 34. When we get done, it should be 005 or less. And what we're going to do is we're going to start over here at the main fuse box. This would be the main fuse box for the whole car. This will tell us. Nope. Well, I gotta have my meter over here where I can see it. You might have to move them cables over this way a little bit. Unhook them off that. I'm moving this way a little bit. Okay.
Oh, come undone.
Oh, hook it back
Red
up.
came undone.
Hook it back up, young lady. That's fine, right there. I don't see we went back up to 73, so we're gonna have to wait for it to shut down again. I can see the red light in the front. We're back. It's been about 5 minutes. We dropped from 72, 73 down to 3, 4. I'll spit it out here in a minute. We need to get it down below 005. So anything below that means we found our parasitic drain, what circuit it's on. We're going to start here at the fuse box underneath the hood, and we're going to start pulling fuses one at a time, and we're going to watch our numbers and see when it goes down. Now we might accidentally trigger the computer by doing this. If we do, we'll have to wait another 5 minutes and start again. So far we haven't had no difference. Instead of trying to search circuit by circuit to find out where it's at, you're going to do this. And that way it'll let you know what circuit it's on. And then you can look up a wiring diagram and follow that circuit and find out what's all on that. And determine from there where you need to go. I'm going to have to reset my clock and everything.
I dropped it to 33, 34.
I'm about to run out of fuse.
So no, it's
Okay, none of the small fuses triggered anything. We're going to go to the bigger fuses. These usually have more than one circuit on them and usually lead to the inside. You end up going to a fuse box on the inside, which this has 2 of. Here we go.
So what was it? What number
Dropped
was it?
down to 005. And I don't know what fuse number that is. I'll have to look at the underside of the cap. Lord, I can't see that stupid thing.
That says 40.
The 40 amp fuse. Let me get out there in the sun where I can see this thing a little bit. My eyes are bad. Ignore. Backup and ACC. Access 3. Okay. See, that triggered the computer too.
So now we wait.
Yeah, we'll have to wait for it to shut back down again, and then we'll go to the inside and start checking fuses.
Alright.
And well, go ahead and pause it for a minute. Okay, we're inside the car now. Our wiring diagram led us to this fuse panel on the driver's side. There's one on the passenger side as well, but our wiring diagram led us to this one. Then we're going to start pulling fuses here and see how far we get before we drop off. Well, they were in there good. Pulling these fuses one by one. That way we know when we get the right one. And again, if we trigger the computer for whatever reason, we'll have to stop, let the computer settle back down and go back to sleep before we can continue on. Right there she is. Okay, let's see what fuse that was. That's a 10 amp fuse. Get our panel here. Huh?
Show the panel.
Oh, this is the panel that comes off of it. It shows
Up.
It shows the fuses and what they're for. So we're going to go down through here and see if we can figure out which one it was. Let me see here. One, two, three, four, 6, 7. Fuse number 7. All that says on it is backup lights. So we're going to have to get another diagram and find out what else that controls. Because it's got a 10 amp fuse in it and it's only supposed to have a 7.5. And it says backup lights. Okay, let's look up a diagram and see what we can find. Okay, now on the under dash or under hood fuse box, fuse 15 right here was the one that released our parasitic drain. Now if you come over here on this side and look at fuse 15, this is everything that it controls. Now this is in the driver's side compartment, the kick panel. And it says here that it does fuse 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then it comes down here and says number 7 again. So what we're going to do is we're going to go inside and we're going to pull these fuses and see which one of them drops the parasitic drain away. Okay, so far we've determined our parasitic drain was on fuse 15 underneath the hood. It's underneath the hood fuse box. Fuse 15, which we come down here, it feeds the inside passenger compartment fuse box number 1, which is on the driver's side kick panel. And that feeds 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then it feeds back out to fuse 7 on the outside fuse box. By pulling the fuses, we determined that it was the parasitic drain was on fuse number 7. Okay, change the papers here. Now, this is the fuse number 7 here. As you see, number 7 feeds all these different components. All these it feeds. We already know that we have trouble with the motors that opens and closes the doors. So we're going to go to the left side. We already know is disconnected because I've replaced it, haven't plugged it up yet. On the right side, we haven't unplugged it yet. So that's where we're going to go to is this motor that controls the opening and closing of the passenger side sliding door. Now to get to that, we have to remove this panel. To remove this panel, we got to take this seat belt and that seat belt loose from the floor, and we got to take this little screw out here, and then we can pull this panel off and get in there and see and unplug this motor to see if that gets rid of our parasitic drain. Tools we're going to need to do this is a couple straight head screwdrivers, and I have a ratchet here with a 14 millimeter socket on it to get the seat belts loose. Now, first thing we got to do is take this kick panel up.
Oh, spare seats.
Now,
Didn't know they came with spare seats. That's cool.
I'll try and hold this up and take this loose at the same time. Well, that's what the straight head screwdriver is for. And they're all the way up there under. Okay, let me put this back down. I'll grab my screwdriver here. I thought that panel was already loose and I could just pull it up. But okay. This just has clips on the back side, and if you just pull up on it, it'll pop them loose. Okay, we're going to lay this aside for the time being. And these little, that's for a net to go across here. They just unscrew. Put it somewhere where I won't lose it. I'm bad for losing things. Now, let's go up here to the front. You might want to come around here on the other side of it so you can see what I'm doing. This is where one of our seat belts mount. This little plastic piece slides up off of the nut so you can get your ratchet in here. I got air tools to do this with, but I don't like to use air tools when I'm doing a video because I want people at home to know they can do this with just simple, basic manual tools that you might already have in your garage. These are usually Loctited, so sometimes they'll come out pretty hard all the way to the end. Okay, here we are. We're taking this bolt loose for the seat belt. We got to take this loose to get the panel off. Okay, now we got one up here we got to take loose. Need a little short extension for this one. We have to take this plastic piece. Ouch! This plastic piece right here. Just get a screwdriver underneath of it and pop it up. And it comes right off. There's a bolt down in here we have to take loose to get the seat belt loose. Let's go Loctited this one. There, it may have rust on it from the bottom side. Position here where I can pull it. This must be a long one. That's getting looser. It looks like this one's going to fight me all the way out. Usually after you get them loose to a certain point, you can get them the rest of the way out by hand, but every once in a while you get one that wants to fight you. Now, there we go. Get these seat belts loose. Tie this up out of the way so it won't be banging you in the head. Well, get up there. Okay, now we got to pull this panel loose. Separating these two was the worst part of getting this loose. Go back up here to the front and get this front side loose, and then this panel will come out. Hey, there's a door there. Wanting to be stubborn. I'll take this panel up too. This is the kick panel. All there is just little clips that holds that down. It's wanting to fight me, as usual. Pop this out and behind this rubber. Oh, it's been a pain. Why is it being such a pain? Okay, we get this up over top of this hump, and then it just slides right out. And then separates up here. And you go back here at the back. Got a little thing right here that pops out for your seat belt. Let your seat belt out. Where's being so stubborn? Well, it's being stubborn. There it comes down under it finally. You slip that seat belt out and then just lay it back. Now what we're looking for is the wires that runs that electric motor right there. Try and get up here and get out of your way where you can see what I'm doing.
I gotta zoom.
Okay, this here's the electric motor we're looking for. Inside that was already popped loose. Anyway, looks like we're going to need a Phillips screwdriver. Take this piece out of our road. This is a control unit R, which means right. Power sliding door. We got to take this loose. We got a couple plugs down here we got to get to get it loose. Okay, let me grab a Phillips screwdriver. Okay, we're going to take these 2 Phillips screws out right here, so we can move this module out of our way to get these plugs unplugged. The bad part about doing this side is you got your air conditioning and your heat all right here. And there's the 2 screws out. Okay, can you see? Right in here, the white plug and the blue plug are the 2 that we need to get unplugged. Now, can you hold that right there? Can you see? Very little, can you? Come on now. Come on, fella. We got one undone. Let's see if we can get the other one undone. Okay, we got them both undone. Now we'll go back to the battery in the front and see if we got rid of our parasitic drain. Put number 7 fuse back in. You can stop it for a minute if you want to. Nothing?
6.
Huh?
6.
Drop down to 6?
Yep.
006?
Yep.
Okay, we haven't fixed the problem yet.
Jump back up.
Okay.
Nope, same.
Huh?
Same.
Down to 6?
No, same. 3, 6.
Okay, I'm going to go back and recap what we done. We put a meter on the front between the positive post of the battery and the positive cable of the battery so we could measure how many ohms it was drawing, how many amps it was drawing. We had went to the under the hood fuse box. We found it was on fuse number 15, which led us inside to the driver's side floorboard kick panel. There we pulled fuse number 7, which eliminated the pull. We came back here because we knew we were having trouble with the sliding doors not being right. We unplugged the motor on the right side, unplugged the motor on the left side, and we also unplugged the control unit for both sides. This one has an L on it because it's for the left. The other one has an R on it for the right. We unplugged both of them as well. After doing that, it eliminated our parasitic drain. The vehicle has sat here overnight, which is all it would take before to drain the battery. We put fuse number 7 back in, and it sat here all night long. Started up, no problem. So we got rid of our parasitic drain. Now later on, there'll be a video of changing the drive motors for these doors, and also how to pull them out, how to put them back in and hook them up and get them working. That'll be in a separate video. Thank you for watching. Appreciate y'all being here. Come back, there's going to be more content. I need to apologize, we've had some technical difficulties with the last video. We are going to repost that video, so watch for it. And I hope you come back and watch again. We'll have more interesting things to do. We've got several cars around here that needs a lot of work done to them, and we'll be posting it. Have a good one. Thank you.